Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Coaching Corner with me, Jamila, aka the IEP Coach. I am the founder and CEO of the IEP Coach LLC. We are an education consulting company and we specialize in providing professional development and coaching in the field of special education to special education teams, teachers, and paraprofessionals, focusing on the areas of case management, IEP development, inclusive teaching practices, progress monitoring systems, and transition planning so they can best serve the students. And that's just a little bit about us at the IEP Coach. Okay. Oh, I missed you guys last week. We couldn't go live, but we missed you guys so much. You know, I love Tuesdays. It is one of my favorite days of the week because we get to come on the coaching corner. And for those of you who are new to the coaching corner, this is where we talk about all things special education. We always start off with a topic, and then we have Q&A about that topic or on any special education questions that you may have. So get your questions ready and you can drop them in the comments now as you are coming in. Please let me know where you are tuning in from and you can drop your questions because I know sometimes, as the live is going on, you may have a question, but you may forget it. So go ahead, you can put it in the comments and someone from my team will make sure that I see it. So definitely, put your questions in. Tonight we are talking about the SPED Summer Reset, how to rest and still grow. How to rest and still grow. So we're focusing on that reflection. We're focusing on that rest because shout out to all my teachers who made it to the end of the year. Some of you already started your summer break. Some of your last day of school is this week or next week. So the countdown is amongst us. The countdown is really amongst you. So shout out to all the teachers, shout out to all the related service providers, everybody that works in the school. Shout out to you because I know, it gets rough teaching, you get tired. You got to motivate yourself sometimes just to get inside the building, and you wear so many hats inside the building. So it's just like, you have time to breathe. You have time to really, just get back to you. So I commend all my teachers and especially a special shout out to all my special education teachers. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So as always, share out this live. And as I'm telling you to share it out, I am sharing it out as well. So go ahead and share out this live with as many people as possible. All right, and I hope you all are keeping cool. The humidity is starting to pick up. It is going to be hot on Juneteenth. It is going to be hot. So I hope everyone is keeping cool. I hope everyone has some relief fans, air conditioning, central air. I hope you have something. I hope you're drinking plenty of water. Keep yourself cool. You know what I mean? Don't do too much. All right. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right on in. But before we jump right on in, just a reminder to subscribe to our IEP Insider newsletter. We send out this newsletter every single week and we drop our next issue tomorrow. So you want to make sure that you subscribe so that way you get contacted when the issue has been released. So you definitely want to make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. It gives a ton of strategies for special education teachers as well as administrators on various special education topics because, as special education teachers, you can do but so much. You need the support of administrators. So that's why we also give strategies for administrators on how to best support their SPED teams and just their SPED programs at their schools. All right. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. We're going to jump right on in. All right. So tonight's title is the SPED Summer Reset, How to Rest and Still Grow. Because I know you're tired. I know you are tired. You've been working so hard, lesson planning, doing the IEP, right? Creating your IEPs, doing your IEP meetings, doing your best to progress monitor, track the data, track the IEP goals and all that. And you're just like, your brain has been doing everything but resting. You've been like, go, go, go. You're like the energizer bunny. You keep going and going and going and go. Even your mind, even when you sit still, your mind is still going and going and going. Talking about, oh, you should do this. You can grade this. You can prep for this. You can do this. You can do this. But no. So today we're going to talk about how to truly reset and rest without any guilt and still, and still focus on your growth as a professional. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, so first things first, in order for you to be your best, you have to rest. You have to get the proper rest. You can't keep going because you will burn yourself out super fast that way. And especially as a special education teacher, as a teacher, you wear multiple hats already. But as a special education teacher, you have so much more on your plate. You have so much more on your plate, and you all need to refuel so that way you can have clarity. And also, when you rest, it just helps you get in tune with why you're doing this work. Why are you showing up every day? It really helps you just to reflect and be clear on why you do this work. Why are you in this profession? Okay? And there are 4 types of rest that we all need. Anybody want to take a guess what those 4 types of rest are? Anybody want to take a guess? What are the 4 types of rest? Anybody want to take a guess? The 4 types of rest. Anybody? Let's see. Let me check over on our other page. See? Anybody want to take a guess? What are the 4 types of rest? Okay, but yes, you have your physical rest where you physically, need to go to sleep. Your body is resting. You're in your bed. You might be on your couch where you are sleeping. You're taking a nap and you're just logged out. What other type of rest is there? Yes, you have physical rest. What other type of rest do we require? There are 3 more. We said physical. What are the other 3? Anybody want to take a guess? And don't worry, I'm not going to bite you, just give me a guess. Just give me a guess. We got physical rest. This is where you're actually sleeping. Anybody else? You have emotional rest, where this is where you're going to set boundaries with people who drain you, or you may decide to keep your distance from people that drain you. Wa alaikum assalam, and welcome to the coaching corner. All right, so we got physical rest. We have emotional rest. This is where you're going to set your boundaries from people who don't serve you or people who drain you, or again, you separate yourself from these people. We have 2 more types of rest. What other type of rest do we require? We got physical rest. We have emotional rest. You have mental rest, especially being in these classrooms. You need to rest your mind. Oh my gosh. You have no idea, like even when you're not in the classroom, you're not working. Oh my God, your mind is still going. Your mind is still going about all the things you got to do in the classroom for your caseload, for your students, for your team. Your mind is still running. And you have to have that mental rest to really step away from IEPs, timelines, caseloads, forms, lesson planning, putting together some type of program for your school. You really have to give your mind a rest, a mental rest from all of that, and really step away and unplug from all of it. All right? Anybody know the last type of rest? We said physical rest. We said emotional rest. We did mental rest, and there's one more type of rest. Anybody? Yes, reset. Absolutely. There's one more type of rest. You also have a soulful rest. This is where you reconnect with things that bring you joy. Because you being in a classroom, there are too many times you did not schedule joy for yourself. So now that the school year is just about ending or has already ended for you, really take the time to get physical rest, where you're actually sleeping, napping, emotional rest, setting your necessary boundaries and holding people to them, your mental rest, where you are truly unplugging from your work, and soulful rest. Get back to scheduling your joy. Get back to figuring out what brings me joy, what brings you joy, and do those things over this break. And get in the habit of scheduling your joy every week. Do something that you're going to enjoy. And since you're off work, you might want to schedule something every day. Like, what's going to bring you joy? And focus on that. Now, to everybody in the comments now, drop a heart in the comments for me if you really are going to claim to some real rest this summer. Put a heart or put the sleeping emoji in the comments if you're going to commit to really getting your 4 types of rest this summer. Let me see. You can put a heart. You can put the sleeping emoji. You can put the cool emoji with the sunglasses. Let me know that you are going to commit to claiming your rest and really resetting this summer. Oh, Nisi_Denise. I hope I said that right. Vacation time. Absolutely. It is vacation time. Where are you going? This could be part of your soulful rest and your mental rest, because you are doing something that you enjoy. You're doing something that you enjoy. All right. Now, also during this time, some teachers, not all, because some teachers just straight like, listen, I'm on break. I'm not doing nothing. Listen, you may need that because the year was very difficult for you. Now, some teachers is like, okay, I can use this time to also grow in my profession. You know, they may invest in themselves to, let me do a PD, a program, or a conference. When you reflect on your profession and yourself and reflect on your year, it doesn't always have to be in a formal PD. You don't have to have a formal PD. You can do a reflection like a voice memo for yourself. Reflect on your year. You can get a journal and write about it. You can connect with one of your colleagues, you know how you got your work bestie, you got your teacher besties. You can link up with one of your besties over some food or ice cream or dessert or something and reflect on your year. And think about, well, what worked for me this year? Because whatever worked for you this year, you want to keep on doing it. And you can even put it in your journal. What worked, what drained me, and what's one thing I want to make sure I never repeat again. So you can have your 3 columns. You can do this by yourself. You can do this with like I said, a teacher bestie. If you have a whiteboard, you can put it on your whiteboard if you want. Or you could do it in a voice note. What worked for you this year in your practice? So what was really good, something you implemented that worked really good? Make a note of that because you want to keep on doing it. What drained you this year? Like, what drained you more than it should have? Now, you may say, hey, whatever drained me, I'm not going to do it again. But another way to look at it is, how could I do this? How could I do that thing differently so that it doesn't drain me? Because it could have been the person or the people you were working with that made it draining for you. Whereas if you work with somebody else, it doesn't drain you. Okay. So think about whatever drained you. Think about how could you redo it, revamp that so it's not draining for you. And then the third thing is, what's one thing you want to make sure you never repeat? It could be something you implemented, something you did this year. You're like, oh my God, I'm never doing that again. I'm never doing that again. It could have been something in your lesson. It could have been something in your practice as a case manager. It whatever it is, you're like, you know what? Make note of that because you don't want to repeat the same mistakes over and over. Okay? So part of your reflection can be, hey, you may want to reflect by yourself. You may want to reflect with a friend. It could be, and it even could be someone who isn't even in the same profession as you, but you have a good relationship with that person. You could be going on a walk with them and you're just reflecting. And hey, pop out your if you pop out your audio recorder and record yourself. What worked for you this year? What drained you? What will you never do again? Because again, we're not about repeating mistakes over and over and over. All right? And then your summer vacation is also your time for you to plant your seeds. Right? It can be a sacred time for growth for you because you're not at work. You can really unplug and get in tune with, hey, how have I grown this year? Like, or how can I continue to grow in my profession, right? And you can use the summer for that if you want to. And if you don't want to, you may say, hey, I just need to rest. That's fine too. The decision is yours. It's whatever your summer is you're gonna devote it to whatever you want to devote it to, but don't feel obligated like, oh my God, okay, summer now, okay, let me plan this. Make sure you give your body and your mind and your soul what it needs, especially your rest, because you don't want your body to take rest from you at a terrible time. You don't want it to take it from you when you're doing something important. You don't want your body to take it back from you, hey, when you're driving. So you have to make sure you give your body what it needs. Okay? Don't feel guilty if, hey, you know what? I just rested this whole summer vacation. I did not check my email. I did not pick up a book. I did not do any PD. I didn't do anything. I just rest. That's fine. That's what you needed. So don't let no one guilt trip you because that's what you needed and you gave your body what you needed. Now there are some people who, hey, I'm going to rest for a little bit and then I'm going to start doing da 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 da. And that's okay. That's fine too. That's fine too. But giving yourself growing in your profession, it doesn't have to be this big astronomical thing. You could listen to a podcast. It could be like, hey, education podcast. You can listen to an education podcast while you're on a walk. It doesn't have to be, oh, I'm sitting down at a PD, I'm getting this session in, I'm getting that session in. It could be something simple as listening to a podcast and you learn something from that podcast. Or it may not even be an education podcast. You can learn something from a podcast that you can apply to your classroom or apply to your life. Fall back in love with reading again. Reading for pleasure. Read what you want to read. And if it so happens to be something related to your profession, great. If it's not, that's great too. You got to learn to find the balance. Learn to find the balance. Okay? Learn to find the balance. And make your summer vacation is going to be whatever you want it to be. If it needs to be a summer vacation of just you unplugging, do that. If it's, hey, I want it to be my summer of rest and growth, the growth is going to be whatever you need it to be. It could be personal growth. It could be professional growth, in addition to you getting rest. And that's okay too. So think of this summer as your professional development. Like, think of this summer, your rest is your professional development, and your rest is going to be however you want it to be. Your rest will be your professional development, and it will be however you want it to be. Okay? Your healing is the preparation, and your joy is going to be the fuel for the next school year. Okay? So your rest is going to be your professional development. Your healing is your preparation, and your joy is going to be the fuel for next year. You've done enough, and you are enough. I want teachers to always remember that. You have done so much this year. You've done enough, and you are enough. Okay? And we're going to close out with that. All right? So I want to open up for questions. If anybody has questions, if you have special education questions or anything like that, or something's been on your mind, you got a question, drop it in the comments now. Drop it in the comments now. And I know it takes a minute for you to type your questions. So go ahead. And while you're doing that, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe to our IEP Insider newsletter. Our next edition will be dropping tomorrow. Also, we had our Because of Her exclusive audio series. You definitely want to You definitely want to register for this. It is absolutely free, and get the behind the scenes information regarding our book Because of Her, and just things that are not in the book. And if you are in need of any support from the IEP coach, whether your school is planning for next year, you're thinking about some things you want to do for next year, you can book a call with us, a free discovery call with us. All right, let me see if we got any questions. Let me see if we have any questions. Any questions? Anybody have a question? All right, we have no questions. All right, so we're going to go ahead. Just remind you all, remember to subscribe to our newsletter, the IEP Insider. It gives you strategies. It gives teachers, special education teachers, as well as administrators, strategies and tips that they can apply right away. So that way they can thrive in their roles and best support their SPED teams at their schools and in their districts. So make sure you subscribe to that. We will not be going live next week because we're not going live next week. Yes, we will not be going live. Wait, we are. Wait. Yes, we will not be going live next week. We will be back July the 1st. We will be back July 1st. I had to think about that for a second. I'm like, wait a second. So we will not be going live next week. We will see you all July 1st. Please enjoy your Juneteenth festivities. And remember to keep yourself cool, because it is going to be a heat wave is coming, especially over here on the East Coast. Heat wave is coming. It is coming. So keep yourself cool. Remember, be kind to yourself. Remember what your capacity is. You're one person. You're only able to do what you are capable of doing. Don't burn yourself out. And please remember to give your body what it needs. Give your body the rest that it needs. And be safe and be kind to yourself. And we will see you all July the 1st. Have a good evening.